So I'll just say that running as an incumbent for Douglas County Commission, my job is to protect you as your last and best defense against what's coming at you from Topeka. Despite the best efforts of our great Dems in office, wow, the county, your most local unit of government, has taken a lot of hits. I can tell you, so hold on just a minute. I'll tell you about their impact on our budget, but first let me tell you that I represent the 2nd District. That is basically the eastern third of Douglas County. So everything from north of North Lawrence, take Massachusetts Street and just go east, basically. Then south through the rural countryside, and I sweep up and take Eudora and Baldwin. So it's about 36,000 people, the eastern third of Douglas County. Now, the Douglas County budget, we're going to be starting negotiations on that on Tuesday. I can tell you right up front that our budget and those partners in the community that depend somewhat on state money, our courts, our corrections officers, our juvenile detention, mental health, some of the most basic services we have taken about an $800,000 hit this year. And it is up to us to figure out how to fill that gap, what can be done without, and what must be filled. And primarily, if you look at the services of Bert Nash, they took about a $150,000 hit from our perspective. And it's devastating. It's absolutely devastating. So when I think of the importance of this race, and even running as someone who's unopposed, I have a great sense of urgency about letting you know that your local government race, your county commission race, is one of the most important races you can pay attention to this cycle. It's often overlooked, but it is the one that that touches your wallet mostly. It's closest to your home. It impacts your quality of life. And to be honest with you, this time I think it impacts. It sounds like hyperbole, but I mean it. In some ways, this is life and death, because we are in the County Commission delving deeply into the issue of criminal justice, jail reform, mental health expansion, those things that are hitting people at the depth, to the core of their being. You know, their safety, the care they receive when incarcerated, the attention they receive in the courts, the time they wait for services, the ability to help people who are in trouble with mental illness when our community is lacking in higher level inpatient services. We're acknowledging that we have more African Americans in our Douglas County jail population that are represented in Douglas County, and we need to figure that out. I think after the events of this week, it is not too much to say that some of what we're doing is really life and death. Because when we don't address these issues, things go terribly wrong. So the Douglas County Commission for several years now has been studying seriously our Douglas County Jail, our courts, and our mental health, and trying to find out where the gaps are and what we can do about them. It's a much longer conversation than these next couple of minutes allow. But I can tell you that when I hear that the Republican Forum spent most of its time talking about NRA credentials and who believes that we need more guns, versus Douglas County Democrats and a bipartisan county commission that really truly believes the conversation has to go to substance and policy, investment and improvement, so that we don't find ourselves in reactive mode all the time, so that we're taking care of people in desperate need, so that whether they're inside our jail or outside our jail, whether they have mental health issues or whether they're just people who are in trouble. We need to protect the public, but we need to help those people who find themselves in that system. We need to help our first responders, help our judges, help our corrections officers. Everywhere along the way, we are doing what we can to find the gaps, and we will bring that message to Lawrence and Douglas County and hopefully get support to make the improvements that are necessary. But I want you to know that this Douglas County race is really, really important. We have to pay attention to it. I need a colleague, along with Mike Gahn, who can take on that terrible topic and be able to talk about it in public and help convince people that we can do a better job on mental health and incarceration and corrections, not just for quality of life, but for life itself.